Welcome to Dream Journeys. We bring the travel experience to you.
Be Your Dream, together with Joy Travel, have collaborated to show you just how awesome Christian tours can be.
And today on Dream Journeys, we are in Turkey. This morning we woke up in our beautiful hotel in Bodrum. Jackie and I had a nice chat at breakfast and soaked up a bit of Turkish culture.
Good morning, Anaïs.
Good morning, Jackie.
Are you surprised to see me at breakfast? I'm surprised to see myself at breakfast, but I heard from the rest of the tour members that the breakfast here is so beautiful and so delicious. And look at this setting.
It's lovely. I love it. The hotels are lovely. This hotel is beautiful. It's like very traditional. It gives you that traditional feeling. It's like you step back in time, but you still have modern luxury, you know?
Yeah, so one of the things with the tours that we try to do is, give people a mixture of cultural experiences, shopping, fun, spiritual side, and of course the luxury of the stays. Because if you're on the road all day, you want to come home and enjoy.
You want to sleep well.
Exactly, yeah. And this hotel kind of reminds me a bit like the Pink Panther movie, you know, you expect a little detective to jump out of the corner.
But all the hotels are lovely on this tour. They've all been wonderful, actually.
Oh, well, I'm so glad to hear you say that. I do have high standards, and I never normally make breakfast. It's a first, but I heard from the tour members how delicious the breakfast is, so I wanted to also show you a little bit about what they have here. So I was so excited to discover a pomegranate at breakfast, and this is a very traditional food in Turkey.
Okay. Well, it's the holy food. It's part of the land of milk, honey, and granite.
Exactly.
You know,
so people associate the pomegranate specifically with Israel, but you actually get it in Turkey quite a lot, and the agriculture is very fertile for pomegranates.
That's quite awesome.
Yeah, but I'm not going to make Anaïs taste this, but I had a little taste this morning. It's very sour.
Is it?
So, yeah, I don't think it's ripe yet. I don't know how you tell if it's ripe. It looks ripe, but it's not. So figs is a big part of their culture and their food, and it's quintessentially Turkish. And so the dried figs for breakfast is also something you must definitely try.
Okay, I will. And I see you've got some tea, honey and an empty tea glass. Isn't it cute? Their tea.
Yes. So this is such a traditional Turkish cup of tea or tea glass, and I wanted to show you, I thought you'd appreciate this. Look at what I found at breakfast. Rooibos chocolate heaven.
Oh my goodness, they have rooibos here.
I know.
That's awesome.
And you have to smell it. Just smell this. I mean, I don't even like tea, but that is the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen.
I'll just look at that. It's just like the name. Rooibos chocolate heaven.
I know. Isn't it gorgeous? So I thought I'd make you a cup of tea this morning for breakfast and put you in a good mood. I'm not normally awake this early, but I'm in a very good mood. And don't you like my new outfit?
I love this. Where did you get this?
Guess where I got it?
I don't know, shopping in Turkey?
No, this is actually homegrown. It comes from Urban Zulu in
Really?
Joburg. Yes. And,
Wow.
and the beads as well.
This is the same. This is also Urban Zulu.
That's why I like your one, because it's so pretty and it's got that modern African twist to it, which is very nice. I like this because it's very comfy.
That does look lovely.
Yeah, I'm not used to wearing such bold colors. I must be honest. Red, I feel out there, but sometimes it's good to stand out, you know.
Yeah.
And it's so comfortable.
Oh, it looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. It really suits the setting. This lovely, luxurious hotel.
Yeah, so bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
After breakfast, we headed to the airport in Bodrum, ready to experience our last 2 days in incredible Istanbul.
Upon our arrival in Istanbul, we left on a bus to visit the breathtaking Dolmabahce Palace, located in the Besiktas district of Istanbul, on the European coast of the Bosphorus. It used to be the main administrative center of the Ottoman Empire from over 160 years ago. The construction cost around 5 million Ottoman gold lira, or 35 tons of gold, the equivalent of almost $2 billion in today's value.
Welcome to
Istanbul!
We are here at the Dolmabahce Palace on the banks of the Bosphorus River, and this is one of the most exquisite palaces in the ancient world, and of course in Istanbul. So it's a must-see if you're coming to visit Istanbul. And this palace is hundreds of years old. It's got millions and millions of dollars worth of artifacts, furniture, carpets. So Anaïs, you're going to enjoy it today.
I can't wait. Let's go see.
Yeah. So we're about to walk into the palace behind us, but sorry guys, you can't come inside. You're gonna have to come to Istanbul because no filming.
No film zone.
Let's go.
Have you ever dreamt of seeing the 7 churches of Revelation? Now you can, with Joy Magazine, your luxury travel partner. Follow the New Testament journeys of Apostle Paul, walk the cobble streets of Ephesus, pray at Pergamon, or sail in a hot air balloon over Cappadocia, worship in Philadelphia, or cruise the Bosphorus or shop in Istanbul. See your Bible in color and get live teaching from end-time sites. Visit joytravel.co.za for more information. Join our 11-day tour to Turkey, 17 to 27 August 2019. Call 021 852 4061. Hurry, places are limited. Planning your next trip? Remember your favorite shades by Brentoni Eyewear.
later that afternoon, we visited the Punto Leather Company, where the shopkeeper educated us about leather clothing and the processes to make these goods. They also surprised us with an impromptu fashion show, showcasing their designer leather garments and accessories.
Welcome Punto Leather Company. We are leather garments main manufacturer in Istanbul with our own factories and the shopping centers. Since 75 years, we are in leather industry. We produce leather garments. Most of them made of baby lambskin leather, different type workmanship, like textile with the highest technology. We produce leather jackets, accessories, bags, belts, wallets, and the winter fur collections as well you can find in our store. Here is the biggest in Istanbul, which is 4 floors, more than 7,000 pieces leather garments. Keep this clean, very important. When you start to wear, let's say, in a year, just at once, if there is any spoil on it, the best way to clean leather, cream Vaseline, you know cream Vaseline. Just cream Vaseline, everything comes off, that's it. The other part, if it's sweat leather jacket, sweat type, just dry, soft brush or with a sponge. At once in a year, enough. It keeps itself always like new, like shoes, you know, suede shoes.
Most of the jackets were 2-in-1, so when turned inside out, the jacket transforms into something totally different, which makes the jackets great value for money. The models confidently displayed the beautiful pieces, but little did we know they wanted some of our group members to model their products too, to put on jackets and to strut our stuff. So I'm chatting to the manager of Punto Leather and Fur. Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome.
Tell me a little bit about Punto and the quality of your leathers and how you create them.
Okay, I try to explain you. We are as Punto Leather garments manufacturer in Turkey with our own factories and the shopping centers. As you see, exact all this, we are working with the brands of Ford. It means that always top quality, best workmanship, which is baby lambskin leather items, men and women, accessories as well. You can find in the collection bags, belts, wallets. Most of them, we generally prefer to use lambskin leather. Why? If you ask me, I give you an answer. Because of lambskin is more practical than the other kinds of like calf, sheep, goat skin. Very flexible, very comfortable, very light, very soft. As you see, you have a sample on you, which is 0.3 millimeters, very light, very soft, double face lambskin leather jacket. When you put on you, you feel yourself, on you will feel like a shirt, you know, that kind softness and lightness.
It is double-sided.
Double side, of course, as you see, which is, let's say, this side. If the weather is rainy, you can wear. Don't worry about it. Color, no change, no smell. If the weather is nice, sunny, this part you can use. How you keep this clean? This part, suede part. When you start to wear, at the end of year, at once just with a dry, soft brush. Otherwise, with a sponge, you can keep this clean just at once. The other side, if there is any spoil on the leather, a piece of stuff, let's say fabric,
Yeah.
cream Vaseline. If there is any spoilers with the cream Vaseline, you can clean, comes off. Otherwise, this is waterproof part. This is different type workmanship, as you see, which is print on the leather.
Now tell me about this piece. How did you do this color?
How do we do? You know, these colors, how we do? There are some samples, I mean the print samples. When we put on the leather with the, let's say, all leather, we cover the print and then we open the nylon and it stay on the leather. Hot press.
Okay.
This is the hot press. That's why no smell, no loose shape. This one, the workmanship, you see, we have some special machines to make this pattern holes on the leather just as a pattern, you know.
All right. Wow,
Yeah,
this is
that's
so
kind of
interesting.
we are, as I told you, we are a professional company. That's why we have very big experience because we are working with the brand stores, which is in Europe, very famous known stores. And we prepare our collections with them in a year, at least maybe 10 times with their designers and our designers. They produce always new items. They very fast, they change the collections. That's why non-stop you can find in the Punto stores the latest collections.
Okay.
And each item has, which is 2 years guarantee certificate from the company. If you have any problem, normally you don't have, let's say if you have any problem with the workmanship and the quality, we can change it, send it back. No any charge, change. That's why we are always behind of our items.
Now, do you always do a fashion show for your guests?
Of course, if you follow at the fashion show, Fashion TV, we have our fashion shows and we are exhibit to the international fashion fairs as well. To Canada, to America, to Europe, Paris, London, Tokyo, Moscow. And every year, at least maybe 20 times, 30 times, you can find our collections and you can follow us from that as well, from the fashion shows.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Appreciate to meet you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
After waking up in one of the 5-star Joy Travel hotels that we organize, we took our bus to the Bosphorus River for our day cruise. The views from the water were spectacular, and we were able to see firsthand many iconic sights that one would usually only see on television.
Istanbul is a major city in Turkey that straddles Europe and Asia across the Bosphorus Strait. Its old city reflects cultural influences of the many empires that once ruled here. This city spans over 5,461 square kilometers and connects the Asian continent with the European. Istanbul has a population of over 15 million people and is Turkey's economic, cultural and historic hub. So in Turkey, it is very famous to look at the Bosphorus. In fact, from the Bosphorus, you can see a whole bunch of things. You can see the palaces, you can see the heritage, you can see the cultural villages of Turkey. And that's what we want to do today. We want to give you the Bosphorus point of view.
Yes, so from my perspective, definitely wear your hair up when you come on the Bosphorus. Probably not the best attire we're wearing today in the wind.
Yeah.
But to see any city from the water is just absolutely exquisite. It changes your perspective. And Istanbul is famous for being based on the water. The Bosphorus actually cuts Istanbul in half from the Asian and the European side, together with the Straits of Marmara. And today we're sailing out on both the Straits of Marmara and the Bosphorus.
Yeah.
Anaïs mentioned, we're going to be able to see a lot of the very famous architecture of Istanbul, including the Blue Mosque, including the Dolmabahce Palace. And all of that, we get a bird's eye view, as well as the very expensive properties. Our guide was saying that property ranges from $1 million to $100 million on this water. So
Crazy.
if any of you are feeling wealthy back home, you can come and invest in Istanbul. I think for the rest of us, we're just going to window shop.
Yeah. So enjoy the Bosphorus point of view. Among the many well-known monuments in Istanbul, the century-old city walls stand out with their effective surroundings and construction. They extend for 22 kilometers, stretching from the Sea of Marmara to the Golden Horn, and demolished only twice in all of their history.
So, Nay, before we get blown away, I wanted to show you that behind us is the Dolmabahce Palace from another view.
Oh,
so
it's
you can
beautiful.
actually get a sense of how large this palace was that we walked through yesterday. And we only saw about a quarter of what was open.
Incredible, eh?
Yeah, so you can see why this is such a famous place to visit in Istanbul. After disembarking from the Turkish boat, the group, Anaïs and myself, took a short walk for our next site for the day, the famous spice market. Here we stimulated all our senses to experience the different local delicacies that Turkey has to offer. For those of you who don't know, the Turkish delight we know in South Africa is nothing like the real thing found in the former empire of Constantinople. Let's go see what Turkish delight really is. We've finally arrived at one of my favorite destinations in the whole of Turkey, which is the Spice Bazaar. And isn't this just vibrant and alive?
Yeah, it is busy. It's busy.
As I said on the bus, Istanbul makes New York look slow.
Yeah.
That's how you know how busy Istanbul is. There's 81 million people who live here. And the Spice Bazaar is a place where a lot of locals come to actually purchase their teas, their spices, and then of course Turkish delight. And for us as tourists, you can't come to Istanbul and not have real Turkish delight.
Exactly. You can't come to Turkey without real Turkish delight.
Yeah.
You know?
And the Spice Bazaar has an interesting story, Anaïs.
It does. On a historical note, the Sultan's wife actually had this place built in order to fund the construction of the Blue Mosque.
Which is actually right next door outside.
It is.
So even though Istanbul's huge, things are very close together. And in order to, that Blue Mosque, the reason it's called the Blue Mosque, by the way, whilst we're talking about it, is because of all the beautiful blue tiles that are inside the mosque, but that cost a lot of money. And so they figured the best way to get that money is to get people to buy. And so they developed the Spice Bazaar, and it's so exciting to be here.
It is. I can't wait to try some Turkish delight. Please, show me some.
Yes, let's go. We're standing in front of the Bosphorus Spice and Turkish Delight shop. It's the place I bring all my tourists. And the reason why is they've got the most gorgeous array of products. You can see, Anaïs, in the front here, these little square briquettes. This is real Turkish Delight.
Okay.
So it looks nothing like what we know back home, which is just basically sweet jelly. This is actually fresh produce. You've got cranberry Turkish delight here. This is pistachio, that's why it's green. You've got rose Turkish delight with real rose petals.
Rose petals on
which are
it,
edible.
yeah.
That one in the middle, that beautiful golden one, is the honey and baklava Turkish delight. They've even got Nutella for people who want Nutella. And you can imagine it's the most delicious, gorgeous snack that people enjoy in Turkey. And it's not that sweet, actually. And then what they have is they like to stuff figs and dates with walnuts. That's a very important nut that they use in Turkey. And I'm sure the shopkeeper won't mind, but have a taste of this. It is absolutely delicious. This is Turkish fast food. It's wholesome, it gives you energy, and it's delicious.
It's lovely.
And well, we're gonna go inside. I'm gonna taste a fig. And I don't normally like figs, but the figs in Turkey are delicious. And we're gonna go inside just now, and we're gonna get a nice explanation from the guy about how they make it. It's just that our group is busy buying the entire shop, so we've had to give them some time. So, bon appetit.
So in this lovely little shop where we just saw the Turkish delight, we can see many other things. They have tea. This is all tea, but in a more natural form, if I can put it that way. It's not in a little bag like we see in the supermarket. But it's interesting to see how they displayed here. The smells of everything in the spice market is amazing, and the how should I say, overflow of different smells and tastes, and it's just incredible.
Like this taste is exactly 100% like taste of the Ottoman Turkish delights. Normally, maybe more than 100 years ago, the Turkish delight was producing by hand. There is no like technology for the machine. Exactly for this quality also is the honey made. More than 2-3 years is this kind of the Turkish delights very famous in Turkey. But exactly, each market has, as I informed you, different quality. Somebody is producing with peanuts, for example, for a cheap cost. But we try to, in our market, to sell the highest quality. For example, who has sugar diabetes, they can also eat for this kind of the Turkish delights. Because exactly inside no gelatin and no glucose.
Tell me about the jelly. How do you make
Jelly.
it? What is that made of?
For example, this one, red one, also similar like the white cream. It's making the Turkish delight, the classical what you see here. It's not this the shape. It's like plate.
And then they roll it
yeah,
up.
they just roll it down.
Okay.
It's produced with strawberry juice inside with cornstarch. So it's as I inform you, it's not jelly. As jelly one, what you can see here, for example, when you push, it's again repeat the same one. There is never go. But for this one, no. For the honey meat, if you will push it, the form will be changed. But for gelatin, it's not like that. It's like plastic. Yeah.
Wow. So what we know as Turkish delight is not Turkish delight at all.
Yeah, you can find everywhere, but as natural Turkish delight, you can find in our markets.
Number 4, shop number 4.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So that was the end of today's episode of Dream Journeys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please follow us on Facebook, Dream Journeys, Instagram, Dream Journeys 360, to just follow the fun, the travel, and the awesomeness of Christian tours.
Yes, guys, thank you for watching, and be sure to tune in next week.
On
Bye.
Dream Journeys.